Alright, so, oopsies. For today's video, I'm going to knit and answer questions because I haven't done my knitting for today. I had class this morning and then I came home and went to sleep. So, yeah. Alright, so question number 1. When did you start knitting? I started knitting when I was 12 years old. I had gone to Cracker Barrel with my family, and we were hanging out in the store waiting for our food, and I looked over at my granny and I was like, I want you to buy me this knitting kit. Why? Because I want stuff. I have no interest in knitting, I just kind of want it. So she bought it for me, and that knitting kit actually taught me a lot about knitting. The yarn that was in it was kind of a ocean blue worsted weight, and it was so pretty, but there wasn't much of it. And I don't have the book that came in the kit anymore because a friend of mine wanted to learn how to knit, so I lent it to her as well as the needles, and she never gave them back, and she never started knitting for real. So sad. Question number 2. What is your favorite yarn brand? My favorite yarn brand is Caron Simply Soft. It's like the best stuff in the world. It is acrylic, and it is the only acrylic that I do like. But, you know, it's soft. I've never gone wrong with a project that I've done with it. I use it on just about everything. Just recently have I gotten into using like more expensive yarns like Spud and Chloe and Claudia hand painted. And that's because, you know, Simply Soft, it's cheap, it's durable, it works, I love it, it's awesome. But yeah, if you know you want to send me stuff, send me some Caron, or send me patterns that you want me to make and stuff. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Today I'm wearing my winter hat because it's getting cold. Like, I went outside in this t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and I was freezing my butt off. So yeah, it's time for that, you know, cold weather wear and knit wear. So I'll be knitting a bunch of stuff for people soon. Question number 3. Least favorite brand. Red Heart, Super Saver, worst yarn known to man. Yep. I hate it. I only use it when, well, actually, I don't use it anymore. I did use it before. I used it on blankets that I was making, and that was the only thing I would use it for. And it worked pretty well for that. But now I've completely weaned myself off of it, so that's a good thing. Question number 3. Favorite needles. Well, when I got this question, I wasn't really sure if it meant like straight, double pointed, circular, or like type or make of needle. As you can see, I'm using aluminum needles. I prefer to use aluminum needles because I don't like the way yarn sticks to wood needles, and I haven't really tried plastic needles because I just, and metal ones are more durable, except for, you know, my size 1 double pointed needles. Those no longer exist because I was mad and stomping through my room, and I stomped on one of them, did more damage to the needle than my foot, but it stabbed through the skin between 2 of my toes. It was nasty. Question number 4. Favorite pattern. I do not have a favorite pattern. I do have a pattern that I use quite often, which is the Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban scarf pattern that used to be on Atypically Knit, but since that site isn't running anymore, I'm not entirely sure where it is. But yeah. As far as other patterns go, I do have a favorite sock pattern. It's called Insidious. I'm not entirely sure who it's by, but I will definitely link to it in the doobly-doo if it's linkable. I'm not sure if it's linkable yet, though. But as far as other patterns go, I just kind of wing it. Find a pattern that I like, then I use it. If, you know, I'm doing like a specific project, like I have a friend who wants me to knit her a ski mask. I've never knit a ski mask before, but I'm kind of just winging it and going with the flow for it. So it may end up good, I may end up frogging it a million times, but it's okay. How many finished, question number 4 or 5, one of those numbers. How many finished objects do you have? I think in Ravelry I have 37 projects, and I think I have 2 work in progress projects. So yeah. And then I do have several projects that I haven't put on Ravelry that I finished. That's only because I made them before I got my Ravelry account. So yeah. Next question. I cannot remember off the top of my head. So I'm going to make one up. Do you use books, PDFs, or free internet patterns for most of your work? I have various knitting books, and I like them. I like the patterns that are in them, but I haven't done any of them, and that's only because I usually don't have the yarn for them. Like, I have one book that everything in that book is made with chunky yarn, and I never have chunky yarn because I just don't like it. And I know you can, substitute yarns to make chunky yarn, but I'm just like, Like, the patterns are gorgeous, but I just, I do have this one book that I used to make hats, because it was a really simple hat pattern, and I was just into making hats with double point needles. Usually I've been using straight needles, but then I started using double pointed needles, and it worked so much easier than with straight needles, even though the blue hat that I wore in the previous 2 videos I did make with double pointed needles. Not double pointed needles, straight needles. Yep. I can't think of any other questions. Oh, my favorite finished object, I would have to say, is each of the Harry Potter scarves I've made. I've made 5, I think. Yeah, 5. I've made a Slytherin one, a Ravenclaw one, a Gryffindor one, and I think 2 more Ravenclaw. I've used both the Prisoner of Azkaban pattern and the first year pattern. I like both of them, but I'd rather do the Prisoner of Azkaban pattern because it's not so monotonous. Because it's got the 2 trap bars instead of the color blocks. And color blocks just kind of make me mad. Another question. Something I haven't tried yet in knitting would have to be interlac or Fair Isle. No, I have done Fair Isle. Intarsia. I haven't done Intarsia, which I'm eager to try those out. I'm feeling quite intimidated by it. I just really don't understand how interlac works. I really don't. If someone would love to explain that to me, I would be so grateful. But otherwise, I'm just super intimidated by it and probably won't try it for a while. So yeah. I'm not entirely sure how long the scarf is yet. When I finish this row, I'll drape it around my neck so you can see the length of it. Hopefully I'll have this done before winter actually sets in, because I know it's just fall or whatever. But you know, stores are getting ready for Christmas, even though Halloween hasn't even passed, so, or Thanksgiving for that matter. But I'm really looking forward to the fall and winter season because I absolutely love knitting things, and I love wearing things I've knitted. And I'm supposed to have a photo shoot with my friend Josh to, you know, take pictures of what I've made and things. But that just hasn't come around yet. It's actually supposed to be at the end of September, but that just really hasn't worked. So this is so this is how long the scarf is right now. Hopefully soon maybe it'll be down to maybe maybe 6 inches above my knee, and that'll be long enough, I guess. But hopefully when I finish this up, I will post pictures for you guys and things. Hopefully tomorrow's video will be better than this one, because this one's kind of spur of the moment. And that's only because, like, I would have had more time to do this video, but I have to go to work in an hour, and so, I wasn't anticipating going to work in an hour, but I do. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll link to the other videos in this series, either right here or in the doobly-doo, and I'll link to you the patterns and yarns and things that I mentioned. No one is paying me to mention any of their shit in my videos, so yeah, just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, I will definitely see you guys next video.